There has been a decline, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, a decline in the number of hate groups. You would think that that's great news, right? I mean, you know, they've actually, both the number of hate groups and the membership of hate groups have declined in the last couple of years, specifically the last 2 years, actually. This is their 2021 Year in Hate and Extremism report that they just published. But why has it declined? Because the people who were joining hate groups, by and large, these are people who are racist or misogynist or homophobic. These people, instead of joining hate groups, are now becoming Republican activists. Honest to God, this is what's going on. The decline in hate groups is being mirrored by the rise of the participation of the exact same people within the Republican Party. I mean, after all, why join the Klan when you can just join the GOP? SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center analyst Cassie Miller put it very bluntly. She said, extremists are overtaking one of our main political parties. Then there's this from the report, this SPLC report by Miller and Rivas. Many Republicans in the moneyed network of ally groups have exploited the big lie of the stolen election of 2020 to enact a number of, an historic number of voter suppression bills that disproportionately disenfranchise voters of color and people in poverty. They've rallied their base against inclusive and anti-racist education, introduced a slew of bills that would allow discrimination against transgender people and gut the teaching of black history. Their attempts to ban books are on the rise. This is all coming out of the Republican Party. This is not the Klan. This is the GOP. Republican members of Congress have worked together with open white nationalists and promoted the racist Great Replacement conspiracy theory. You will recall Tucker Carlson has talked about it several times on his program on Fox So-Called News. That's the theory that motivated Tim McVeigh to blow up the Oklahoma building, the Oklahoma Federal Building back in the 90s, and is still animating hate and violence in the United States. The Republican Party itself, they note, has welcomed over 100 extremist candidates in the election this fall so far. You got Congressman Paul Gosar's bizarre anime video in which he's fantasizing about murdering Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Joe Biden. You got Wendy Rogers' speech to the white nationalist group in which she said that they need a newly built set of gallows for Democrats and liberals. So, hey, hate groups? We don't need no stinking hate groups. We've got the GOP. The other point I wanted to make, and the other story I wanted to share with you very quickly is we're 28 months out into the pandemic, like the old movie 28 Days. A great by Biblioteach, a great diary about this over at Daily Kos. Hospitals right now, the BA2 variant is starting to spread around the world very rapidly. And both Asian and European hospitals are now seeing a fourth wave. They're starting to see a spike in hospitalizations. It's the Omicron BA2 variant, which has apparently 10 times the viral load of normal Omicron, which itself is 10 times the viral load of Delta. So those cases are starting to spike again, which, you know, typically we follow Europe by a couple of months. And that is predicting another surge here in April or May. The study out of Qatar also predicting that. And then there's this issue of long COVID. Nobody seems to be talking about this. And long COVID, I mean, you know, they're talking about the worker shortage. How many of these workers are not showing up because they've got long COVID? It appears that as many as 10% of people who have had COVID will have long COVID, and many of them are disabled by it. It's causing kidney damage and disease. It's causing fatty liver damage and disease. It's causing lung damage, obviously. This is the one that we've all known about all along. It seems to be causing type 2 diabetes. It's causing damage to the pancreas. It causes, you know, a type of chronic fatigue that makes it difficult for people to work. We are on the verge of an explosion, I think, in disability claims and insurance claims. And it just does not seem to be in the media. Nobody seems to be paying attention to this. Like, okay, we've done this for 2 years. We don't want to talk about it anymore. I think we need to talk about it. We need to acknowledge this. We need to see what's coming. And we need to figure out a way to help these people, particularly those who have been left behind in the Republican states that have not expanded Medicaid and thus have no access, low-income people have no access to health insurance.